Derek's hands were shaking. His heart pounded so hard, it sounded like a drum inside his ears. He stood in the corner of the small hospital room, staring at the white hospital bed. Tasha was lying there, crying. Her face pale. Her hands covering her stomach. A nurse came in with a clipboard, looking confused. Then she said it. "Sir, there's no baby. There never was." The air left Derek's lungs. "What do you mean?" he whispered. She's been pregnant for 8 months. The nurse shook her head. "I'm sorry. She was never pregnant at all." Derek felt like he was falling into a black hole. Everything he gave up. Everything he sacrificed. Everything he believed. Was a lie? He stepped back, knocking over a chair. And in that moment, he asked himself, who is she, really? Derek wasn't the smartest kid in class. He wasn't the richest. But he had the kindest eyes and the biggest heart. He loved helping people, even when they didn't ask. He didn't wear new sneakers, but he always gave his seat to others on the bus. At 16, he worked weekends at a car wash, saved every penny, and still gave half to his mom for rent. That's the kind of boy he was. And then, one rainy morning, he met her. She ran into class late, soaked from the rain, her hair dripping, her smile wide. "Hi, I'm Tasha," she said. "New girl. Transfer student. Beautiful. Confident." Derek couldn't stop looking at her. He didn't speak to her for weeks. But he noticed the small things. She always sat alone at lunch. She hid her bruised wrists under long sleeves. She never talked about her parents. One afternoon, he saw her crying behind the gym. He offered her his hoodie. She looked at him with glassy eyes and whispered, "You're the first person who's ever been nice to me." That was the start. Within a month, they were inseparable. They walked home together. Studied together. Watched cartoons in the library during breaks. Derek told her everything. About his sick mom, his little brother, his dreams of becoming a firefighter. Tasha listened like every word he said was precious. One night, they kissed under the bleachers. And that was it. He was in love. Real love. 3 months later, she called him crying. "I'm pregnant," she whispered. His heart stopped. The room spun. She sobbed on the phone. "I'm so scared, Derek. I can't tell my parents. They'll kill me. They'll send me away." He didn't ask for proof. He didn't question it. He just said the words that came to his heart. "I'll take care of you. I promise." He dropped out of school the next week. His mom screamed. His teachers begged. His best friend called him crazy. But he didn't listen. He got a second job at a night diner washing dishes. He worked 14 hours a day. Sent money to Tasha every Friday. Told his little brother bedtime stories through the phone. Tasha said she was living with a cousin now. Derek never saw her belly grow. She never sent pictures. Said her cousin didn't allow phones inside the house. He believed her. Because love doesn't ask questions, right? One evening, he was wiping down tables at the diner when his phone rang. Tasha's voice was frantic. "Derek, my water just broke. I'm at Mercy Hospital. Come now." He dropped everything. Ran 3 miles. Didn't stop, not even when his feet bled. When he reached the hospital, his shirt was soaked in sweat, his legs numb. He burst into the room. Tasha was there. Crying. But no nurses. No doctor. Just her. He took her hand. "Is the baby coming?" She just cried. Then the door opened. A nurse walked in. Looked at them strangely. "Sir, there's been a mistake." Derek blinked. What do you mean? This girl, she's not pregnant. What do you mean she's not pregnant? Sir, there's no record. No signs of labor. No baby. The nurse looked at him with soft eyes, like she was afraid he might break. Derek felt like the floor was moving under him. His knees buckled. Tasha sat up in the hospital bed, lips trembling. Wait, she stammered. There was a baby. Maybe something went wrong? There's no miscarriage, the nurse said gently. No bleeding. No signs of recent pregnancy at all. Derek turned to Tasha, his face pale. You lied? She shook her head fast, grabbing his hand. No. I didn't lie. I felt sick every morning. My stomach got big. I was sure. But her voice cracked. Her words didn't make sense. Where were the ultrasounds? Derek asked. Where were the checkups? The heartbeat? The pictures? Silence. Tasha looked down at the blanket. Her fingers twisted the sheets like she wanted to disappear. The nurse gave them space. The moment the door closed, Derek whispered. Why, Tasha? Why would you do this to me? She broke down into sobs. But this time, Derek didn't move to comfort her. He just stood there, his chest caving in like someone had carved out his insides. Derek didn't sleep that night. He walked until sunrise, hands in his pockets, head low. His uniform still smelled like old food and grease. When he got home, his little brother Jamal opened the door. Mama's still asleep, Jamal whispered. Derek smiled weakly and hugged him tight. He hadn't seen his brother in weeks. Not really. Not since he gave everything up for a baby that didn't exist. Later that morning, his mom finally confronted him. She had deep bags under her eyes, from worry and working overtime. She had begged him not to quit school. Begged him to slow down. But he didn't listen. And now? So, she asked softly, sitting across the small kitchen table. Was it really yours? Derek didn't speak. He stared at the wood grain in the table like it would open up and swallow him. She reached over, held his hand. Baby, love is beautiful. But not when it makes you lose yourself. Derek finally looked up. I thought I was doing the right thing. You were, she said. You just did it for the wrong girl. That night, he called Tasha. Not to argue. Not to scream. Not even to ask why. Just to say goodbye. But she didn't answer. He tried the next day. And the next. Still nothing. By the third week, her number was disconnected. She was gone. Derek decided to go back to school. He walked into the office with his head held low, expecting judgment. Instead, the front desk lady smiled and said, Glad you came back. We saved your seat. The halls looked smaller than he remembered. The lockers were faded. The bell sounded louder. Whispers followed him wherever he went. Isn't that the guy who dropped out? I heard he got a girl pregnant. She faked the whole thing, bro. It stung. But he ignored them. Her name was Maya. She had round glasses, quiet shoes, and always sat in the back. One day, Derek noticed she dropped her notebook. He picked it up and saw something strange on the cover. Don't believe everything they tell you. He handed it to her. She blushed. Thanks. Then she whispered, almost like a secret. I know about Tasha. Derek froze. What do you mean? She looked around nervously, then leaned in. She's done this before. In her last school. My cousin went there. What? Derek blinked. She faked being pregnant. Told a boy it was his. Took his money. Then disappeared. Maya showed him screenshots from her cousin. Old social media posts. A thread. A comment from a boy named Jalen. Tasha ruined my life. She faked a pregnancy and left town. If you're reading this, run. Derek's hands trembled. The story matched exactly. Timeline. Behavior. The crying. The sudden disappearances. All of it. That night, Derek sat in the dark, thinking about everything. Why would someone do this? He thought back to the little details he ignored. How she never let him touch her stomach. How she always had a reason not to meet in person after a while. How the cousin she lived with never had a name. He saw it now. The puzzle pieces were there. He just didn't want to see them. Because he loved her. Because he needed to believe she loved him back. Maya helped him search. Together, they dug through public records, school registries, even Facebook groups. They found a post from another boy in Ohio, same story, different school. A girl named Tasha claiming pregnancy. Disappearing before the due date. Then, another. In Georgia. And one more in Texas. Different last names. Different hair colors in each photo. But the same girl. Same smile. Same trap. The real question wasn't what she did. It was who she was. No school had a permanent record of her. No verified ID. Every trail ended after 3 to 4 months. Derek was now obsessed. Not out of anger. Not out of revenge. But because he needed closure. And because deep down, he was afraid she was doing it again. To someone else. 2 months later, something wild happened. Maya texted him at midnight. You're not gonna believe this, she's here. In town. At Eastbrook High. Eastbrook was only 10 minutes away. Derek's heart stopped. He opened the link Maya sent. A yearbook preview. There she was. Different name. Blonde hair now. But it was her. Smiling like she hadn't stolen months from his life. Like she hadn't crushed his spirit. He stared at the screen for a long time. Then he stood up. I have to see her. The next day, Derek met Maya behind the school library. You really want to go see her? Maya asked. I have to, Derek said. I need to look her in the eye. One last time. Maya hesitated. You think she'll even talk to you? She'll have no choice. Maya handed him a paper. Her name now is Tanya Sloan. She's a junior at Eastbrook High. Same age. New identity. Same game? Derek tightened his jaw. Then let's go find out. Eastbrook High felt like a different planet. Clean hallways. Shiny lockers. Students walking with confidence. Derek stood outside the gates, his stomach in knots. Maya stood next to him, scanning the courtyard. There she is, Maya whispered. Tasha, or Tanya now, sat on a bench near the fountain. Blonde hair tied up. White earbuds in. Laughing with a boy in a Letterman jacket. She looked happy. Like none of it ever happened. Derek's throat tightened. You sure about this? Maya asked. He didn't answer. He walked straight toward her. Tasha spotted him when he was 10 steps away. Her smile vanished. She stood up quickly, eyes wide. Derek? The boy beside her looked confused. You know him? Derek stopped 3 feet from her. He didn't yell. He didn't scream. He simply said, we need to talk. She looked around nervously. What are you doing here? You lied to me, he said. You faked a pregnancy. Took my money. Vanished. The boy stood up now. Is this guy serious? Tasha stepped between them. Go inside, Jake. Please. No, Derek said firmly. Let him stay. He deserves to hear the truth too. Tasha took a deep breath. For a moment, she didn't say anything. Then, softly. I never meant to hurt you. Derek blinked. You didn't mean to hurt me? I dropped out. I gave up everything. I was scared, she said, voice shaking. I needed help. I didn't know where else to turn. So you lied? About a baby? She looked down. I wanted someone to stay. Someone to care. Derek clenched his fists. You could have asked. You could have been honest. But instead, you used me. Her eyes filled with tears. I was broken, Derek. You were the only one who ever made me feel safe. But I knew, if I didn't give you a reason to stay, you'd leave me like everyone else. Derek felt something twist in his chest. So you faked a baby to trap me? She wiped her face. You don't understand, my dad was in jail. My mom drank every night. I bounced from couch to couch. I hated my life. And when I met you, I just wanted to feel loved. By now, students had started gathering. Whispers filled the courtyard. Phones out. Recording. Jake looked stunned. Wait, you lied to him about being pregnant? Seriously? Tasha turned to him. Jake, please. But he was already stepping back. I thought you were different, he muttered. You're just messed up. And then, he walked away. She stood alone. Again. Derek stared at her, this girl who destroyed his trust, ruined his future, and still somehow looked like the same person who once held his hand behind the gym. You hurt people, Tasha, he said. Not just me. A lot of us. She nodded, sobbing now. I know. You need help, he said quietly. Real help. She nodded again. Then whispered. Can I talk to you? Alone? They sat on a bench behind Eastbrook's science building. For a long time, neither spoke. Then she said. I never had anyone. Not really. Every time someone got close, they left. Teachers, friends, even social workers. That's not an excuse, Derek said. I know. But it's the truth. So what now, he asked. I've been talking to a therapist, she said quietly. Trying to fix myself. Trying to stop hurting people. He looked at her for a long time. Good, he finally said. Do you hate me, she asked. He paused. Then. No. But I don't trust you either. She looked down, nodding. Fair enough. When they stood up to leave, Tasha, or Tanya, touched his arm. Thank you, for being kind. Even now. He didn't smile. But he didn't pull away either. Then he walked off. And this time, she didn't try to stop him. The next few weeks were quiet. Maya and Derek grew closer. Not romantically, at least not yet. But there was something real between them now. A connection born not of lies, but truth. Maya said something one afternoon that stuck with him. Sometimes, we fall for people who aren't who we thought they were. But that doesn't mean we're stupid. It means we loved. And that's never something to be ashamed of. Derek didn't reply. He just smiled. Derek got his GED. Applied for community college. Started volunteering at a local youth shelter. The kids there were broken. Abandoned. Forgotten. Just like Tasha used to be. And slowly, helping them began to heal something inside him too. He didn't talk about her often. But he never forgot her. Not because of the lie. But because of what it taught him. One evening, as Derek was closing his laptop, a new message popped up. Unknown number. It's me. I know you probably hate me. But I need your help. It's serious this time. Please don't ignore me. He stared at the screen. Heart pounding. Was she back again? Was this real? Or just another trap? Derek stared at the screen. His fingers hovered over the keyboard. Was it really her? What did she want this time? He called Maya. She texted me, he said. Of course she did, Maya sighed. What does she want now? A kidney? He gave a weak laugh, but it didn't reach his eyes. She said it's serious. Maya was quiet for a long time. Then. Derek. Just promise me something. Don't go alone. Tasha asked him to meet her at a small diner just outside town. Derek wore a hoodie and kept his head down. Maya sat in a booth across the street, watching from a distance. When Tasha walked in, she looked different. Not just in appearance, but in energy. No makeup. Baggy sweater. Nervous eyes. She sat down slowly, clutching a folder. Thanks for coming, she whispered. What's going on, Tasha? Derek asked. Why now? She pushed the folder across the table. Inside were court papers. They're trying to take my little sister away, she said. Sister? Derek asked, confused. Her name is Tori. She's 10. We have different dads. Same mom. Derek blinked. You never told me you had a sister. I didn't tell anyone, she whispered. I was ashamed. But now Child Services wants to split us up. Why? My mom overdosed. They found Tori in the house alone. I was at school. They said I'm not stable enough to take care of her. She looked up, eyes red. But I'm all she has. Derek didn't know what to say. Everything in him screamed to walk away. But there was something different in her eyes. Something he hadn't seen before. Was it real this time? And what do you need from me, he asked. I need a character witness, she said. Someone to tell the court I'm not a danger. That I've changed. He leaned back. You're asking the person you lied to, for months, to vouch for you? Yes, she said quietly. Because you're the only person who ever really saw me. Even when I was ugly. That night, Derek showed Maya the papers. She studied them carefully. They're real, she said. But that doesn't mean she is. You think she's lying about her sister? No, Maya said. I think she's desperate. And desperate people don't think straight. So what should I do? Go to the hearing. But don't make promises. Just tell the truth. Derek nodded slowly. But his heart was heavy. Because if Tasha was telling the truth, this might be her last chance to do something right. The courtroom was small. Cold. Quiet. Tasha sat alone, fidgeting with a silver chain around her neck. Across the room sat two social workers. A judge entered. Everyone stood. Tasha was called forward. Then the judge looked at Derek. Mr. Carter. You're here as a character witness? Yes, Your Honor. He walked to the front, palms sweating. Tell us how you know Ms. Sloan, the judge said. Derek took a deep breath. And told everything. The lie about the pregnancy. The dropped-out dreams. The confrontation. The tears. The truth. But then he added. She broke me. That's true. But I've watched her since. She's been trying to rebuild. And if what she says about her sister is true, then maybe this time, she's finally choosing to protect someone instead of fooling them. The judge nodded. Then dismissed him. 2 days later, Tasha called him. They gave me joint custody, she said, her voice shaking. I get supervised weekends with Tori. That's more than I hoped for. That's good, Derek said. There was silence. Then she added. Thank you. For believing in me. Even after everything. He didn't know how to respond. But he didn't hang up either. Weeks later, Tasha invited Derek to meet Tori at the park. He almost didn't go. But curiosity got the better of him. Tori was small, with big curls and shy eyes. She was drawing in a notebook when he arrived. Tasha introduced them, and Tori looked up. You're the one who helped my sister? Derek nodded. Tori smiled. Thanks. She really needed it. As the sun set, Derek stood beside Tasha. They watched Tori play on the swings. You ever think we'll be okay? She asked. One day, he said. Together? He looked at her. Thought about the past. The lies. The pain. The change. No, he said softly. But apart, maybe we'll both be okay in our own way. She nodded. A single tear rolled down her cheek. But she smiled. That's fair. The next morning, Derek got a call from Maya. Turn on the news, she said. He did. A breaking news banner flashed across the screen. Teen girl and sister go missing, last seen at local park. Photos of Tasha and Tori filled the screen. A reporter's voice echoed. Police believe the older sister may have taken the child without permission. A warrant has been issued for her arrest. Derek dropped the phone. She ran? But why? And where would she go? And more importantly, was this another trick? Or a desperate escape? Maya came over as soon as she saw the news. Do you think she'd do something to Tori? She asked. No, Derek said instantly. No way. Tasha loves that girl. Then why run? Derek couldn't answer. But one thing was clear. He was the last person to see her. And now, the police wanted to talk to him. At the station, 2 detectives questioned Derek for nearly 2 hours. When did you last see her? Did she ever talk about running? Did she seem unstable? He answered everything truthfully. But they didn't seem satisfied. If she contacts you, one detective warned, you need to tell us. She's putting that child in danger. She wouldn't hurt her, Derek repeated. I know she wouldn't. She faked a pregnancy, the detective said flatly. Forgive us for not trusting her. Back home, Derek couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about their last conversation. You ever think we'll be okay? She had asked. Together, he replied. No. But apart. Then he remembered something else, something small. Tasha had pulled out a drawing Tori made. It was of a cabin. With stars in the sky. Trees everywhere. And written in crayon across the bottom. Our secret place. Where is that? Derek had asked. Just a dream, Tasha said with a smile. But now, he wasn't so sure. Maya helped him dig deeper. They searched through every conversation. Every drawing. Every word. Then Maya found something in the court folder Tasha had left behind. An old flyer, torn and water-stained, for a campground 2 towns away. Pine Needle Lake, it said. And suddenly it clicked. What if that's the secret place? Derek said. He didn't tell the police. Didn't tell his mom. Just packed his backpack and got in Maya's car. She insisted on coming. If she's in trouble, Maya said, you're not doing this alone. They drove for hours. Through winding roads. Past broken gas stations. Into deep, pine-covered forest. Until finally, they reached Pine Needle Lake. and found the cabin. The cabin was small and quiet. Smoke curled gently from the chimney. Derek approached slowly. His heart thundered in his chest. He knocked once. The door creaked open. And there she was. Tasha. Eyes tired. Hair messy. Tori curled up asleep beside her on an old couch. She froze when she saw him. "Derek," she whispered. "How did you find us?" "You left clues," he said. She smiled, just a little. Then her face fell. "Are you here to bring us in?" "That depends," he said. "Tell me the truth." "All of it." Tasha sat him down. Maya stood in the doorway, arms folded. Then Tasha spoke. "My mom's dealer came looking for her last week. Said she owed him 5,000. When he couldn't find her, he asked about Tori." Derek's stomach twisted. "What?" "He said if she couldn't pay, he'd take Tori as collateral. Like some kind of payment." "That's insane." "I called the cops," Tasha continued. "But they didn't believe me. No record. No witnesses. Said it was probably just a threat." She looked at Tori. "I couldn't risk it." "So you ran?" "Yes. I figured if I disappeared long enough, they'd forget us. Or move on. I didn't plan to stay gone forever." Maya finally spoke. "Why not just tell the truth?" Tasha looked at her. "Because no one ever believes me. Not when it matters." Derek paced. His head spun. She ran with a child. She broke the law. But what if, this time, she was telling the truth? "You still lied," he said quietly. "You still took her without permission." "I know," Tasha whispered. "But if you tell the cops, I'll lose her forever. And she'll go into the system. Like I did." Derek looked at Tori, asleep and peaceful. Then at Maya. Then back at Tasha. "What do you want from me?" he asked. "Time," she said. "Just a little more time. Enough to get her somewhere safe. Please." Derek stepped outside to breathe. Maya followed. "You can't cover for her forever," she said. "I know. So what now?" "We give her one night," he said. "One. Then we go to the cops. But not before she figures out a plan for Tori." Maya didn't look happy. But she nodded. One night. That night, Derek sat beside Tori and read her a bedtime story. Tasha watched from the doorway. When he stood up, she hugged him. "You didn't have to come." "I did," he said. "Because I needed to know if you were still the girl I met, or just the girl who fooled me." She looked at him, eyes soft. "So, which one am I?" He paused. Then. "You're both." When Derek and Maya woke up, the cabin was empty. Tasha and Tori were gone. No note. No goodbye. Just a small drawing left on the table. It was of the three of them. Standing in front of the cabin, smiling. On the back, one word. "Thank you." Derek reported everything. Gave the police the full story. They searched for weeks. No sign of Tasha or Tori. Eventually, the case went cold. Life moved on. But Derek didn't forget. 2 years later. Derek stood on a stage in a black graduation robe. He was valedictorian of his class at the fire academy. As he stepped off stage, his phone buzzed. One new message. No number. Just a photo. It was a beach. And 2 girls, one tall, one small, playing in the waves. He zoomed in. The older one had a familiar smile. And beneath the image, 5 words. "We're safe. Don't look back." Derek smiled. Closed his phone. and walked toward his future. He got a girl pregnant in high school. Or so he thought. What he really got was a life lesson that cost him everything, but gave him something better in return. Strength, clarity, and a heart that knows how to love and how to let go.